It's summertime. Last night I gathered with friends and we told stories around a fire. Unbelievably, people I've known a long time still find there are a lot of things they don't know about me and a lot of things I don't know about them, such as the richness of our friendship. Someone was surprised yesterday when I told them how long I worked a corporate job and sat at a desk. I used to write environmental reports for potential gold mines in Russia and specifically in Siberia. I lived with a house full of guys. We lived like frat boys, even though we all had professional jobs. And I would come home sometimes in the middle of the day on a Monday and tell them I had to go to Siberia that day. And I would leave for the airport. Such was the drama of my life at age 23. Then one day, I was on the way to Russia, and I landed in Alaska. And I saw that beautiful mountain, Mount McKinley, out the window of the plane. And I remembered that I had made a promise. I had made a promise that whenever life became too dense and too thick for me to navigate, that I would come back to that mountain. And she said, "Run." When the plane landed in Anchorage for a 4-hour layover before I went on to Siberia, I decided I was going to bolt out of the airport, leaving my checked bags forever. And no one would ever know where I had gone. But you know what? I didn't do it. I got back on that plane. And when the plane took off from Anchorage and I waved goodbye to Mount Dinali, the Great One, I said, okay, well, I didn't bolt. I'm going to be a responsible adult, but I am going to write my resignation letter. And I wrote it on that plane. And when I quit that job, it took 6 months to turn in the letter. And when I quit that job, I got back on a plane and I went back to that mountain. I had to hitchhike out of Anchorage. And I was going north on the highway, getting ride after ride. It was really easy, especially in 1998. It probably still is easy to get a ride in Alaska. You know, it can mean life or death. But it was a beautiful summer day, and this young woman named Natalie picked me up. I'll never forget her name, because she gave me my very first avocado. Yes, I was 25 then. I had worked a professional job all over the world, and I had never eaten an avocado. She was from California. She cut it in half sideways, and she handed me half of it like a bowl, and I was eating it in her Suzuki Samurai, which you may recall, in the 90s, that vehicle was recalled because it turns over very easily. So they said. And all of a sudden, we were behind 8 RVs in front of us on the highway going north through Alaska. And Natalie swerved into the left lane, and the whole vehicle tipped onto one side. And then it straightened up, and she gunned it and went about 85 or 90 past 8 RVs, jerking it back over into the right side of the road just before we hit someone head on, nearly turning us over. And I said, I don't really want to die right now. She said, it would have been a great place to die, though, wouldn't it? And I looked out the front windshield, and there was Mount McKinley, Dinali, the Great One, rising so high I had to lean my head up under the windshield to see the top. We lived. There's a lot more to the story to tell you what happened when I got to Fairbanks and went to my second ever gay pride parade with 300 people in Fairbanks, Alaska, but that's for next time. Thank you for tuning in. It's my delight to share my stories.